Buckle up, because Netflix is taking us on a brand new space adventure with My Dad the Bounty Hunter. So let's take a first look.
Daddy?
Space is not a place for kids.
Dad, please, can I just...
When you're doing Sabo's voice versus Terry's voice, I'm wondering if there was any distinction for you and how you wanted to play those, because it's the same guy, but did you want to play them as two separate characters at first?
I did, and Ed and Patrick would constantly remind me not to change my voice. They will change my voice in post, because I would always take it down and get a little more sinister, and they were like, no, stop. We got it. Trust me, it's going to sound cool. Yeah, that was definitely... as an actor, you compartmentalize, and I had my Terry persona with the kids. I had my Terry persona in space without the kids, speaking to my ship, dealing with other nefarious people out there. And then I had my Sabo voice, which was, that's when he just turns gangster.
You're in the booth by yourself, but, obviously you just saw how Laz went through his whole ideology of like how to play the different characters. Like, he's going to bring it. So you just don't want to be the weakest link in the whole process, right? And so it is finding the beauty in like, okay, what would our relationship be like? Okay. And so you play it animation, but you also have like live action connectivity because you're a human being.
Not gonna lie, my first day was kind of rough because I had like a pretty long script, a pretty heavy script. It required a lot of action stuff for me to do, and although I'm not in front of the camera and not really using my body physically, I kind of am in a way. I figured out that sitting down wasn't best for me. I have to kind of do the movements in place, and also the chemistry of it all came together so well because I kind of focused on Lisa and who she was and how do I build her and learning more about her and pouring who I am into that character.
I did kind of get the drawing of Sean, and that really helps me like kind of bring him to life and how they told me, how he acts, how I can make him act, how I can bring him to life. I feel like it was a very fun process. It was a little bit difficult at first, but through the storm and through the process, came out amazing.
There's so many like in-show references and there's the games look great and the movies were referenced inside of there. And I was just wondering, when it came to creating this world, what were some of the sci-fi like inspirations that you pulled from that you wanted to pay homage to?
We definitely were inspired by a little more kind of rugged sci-fi. We talked about like blue collar sci-fi as a phrase a lot, like the John Carpenter films, Last Starfighter, where it always kind of feels real. But we also then on the other side of it, we were also really inspired by Fifth Element.
And we also wanted to like, we got Star Wars and lots of space and who kind of like, they're so serious. But we're like, no, we want this to be like lively and bright and like still have stakes, but it's also like fun. Like it's going to be a fun ride.
One, we hope that it continues because I do feel like we owe it to little brown and Black kids to see themselves represented intergalactically because why not? But I think that, we're uncovering that more meets the eye with the family and there are a lot more secrets. And so it's like, let's pull that thread and see what secrets unfold.
I'm hoping I get an Yvette Nicole Brown GPS voice in my car
Come
soon.
on.
I know.
in my car. If we can get that going, I'd be very
Netflix.
Very happy.
We could make it happen.
Yeah.
You can join in on the fun today because My Dad the Bounty Hunter is streaming right now on Netflix.
My Dad the Bounty Hunter.
Hey, Terry, everything okay with the kids?
Yeah, no, everything's great.